Welcome to Star Bazaar, where we review movies that critics hate. Let's see if they deserve it or if they're actually worth a watch. Over the years, we've noticed an increased disparity between what critics and audiences think about movies, and we thought it was time for a different take on film critique.
Yes, we were both film majors in college. I studied at Pitt, and she studied at the University of Arizona.
He tends to like the traditionally critically acclaimed cinema that goes on to win prestigious awards, and I like the garbage that's more likely to end up winning a Razzie. Between our differing views, can we agree that a critically panned movie is watchworthy?
So we went back and forth over what we would consider a one-star movie. Every reviewer seems to use a 4 or 5-star system, sometimes letters, sometimes numbers out of 100. There doesn't seem to be much of a consistent guide. There are a few websites that have done all of the hard work for us, so we defer to their expertise. We decided that a one-star movie would meet the following criteria, either 40% or less on Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic. Either one. So it could be a 38 on one and a 43 on the other. That would still count.
We aren't looking for the typical critique categories like directing, cinematography, score, production design. For each movie, we'll be looking at 4 categories. 1. Is the acting believable? Is it too over the top or bland? Do you care about the characters?
Number 2. Does the story make sense? Is it too hard to follow? Are there too many plot holes? Do you find yourself in the middle just going, wait, what? What? Okay.
3. Is the movie engaging? Do you care about what's happening on screen? How many times were we bored enough to reach for our phones?
4. When it was over, did we wish that we hadn't watched and wanted our time back? Or overall, was it an enjoyable movie-going experience?
We will release a new episode each week where we will watch one or more movies that received an overall 1-star rating from critics to determine its watchworthiness. Each episode should be around 20 minutes, and we'll be keeping it clean here at Star Bazaar. So while the movies we'll be watching might be rated R, the podcast content will always be PG.
We will periodically delve into a few categories, including, for example, Oscar-winning actors. That'd be movies starring actors who previously or went on to win an Oscar. Franchises, where every film in the series meets our 1-star criteria. Sequels, the dreaded category where the second never seems to live up to the original. Other categories as they come up. We will be sticking to movies available for rent or streaming because we're cheapskates.
You can visit our Patreon page to contribute to the podcast if you like what we're doing. There are a few different tiers you can access that include rewards and exclusives. When we reach 50 patrons, we'll release an exclusive patron-only episode where you'll get to vote on the movie we review. So keep an eye out for that.
You can let us know what you think by reaching out on Facebook or Twitter at Star Bazaar.
Join us, listen in, and feel free to make suggestions for what we should watch next. We'll spend our time so you don't waste yours. Thank you for listening to episode 0 of Star Bazaar. We will periodically refer back to this episode, so feel free to bookmark it for future reference.